Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I'm going to do a little gel plate play today. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I have no plans. I have no agenda. I'm just putting paint down and apparently glue and seeing what I can get. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do because there's a little bit of oh, what's the word I want? There's a little bit of something down there that I could pick up if I could find a lighter color. Oh my word, is that so hard? Transfer from the music paper I put on there earlier. This is Titan Green Pale. This is Viridian, Master's Touch, and if I use the big brayer, I might not have to use it. You know, I might be able to get it all on there faster. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm just going to pick up whatever's on my plate here, which is a nice, good size mess. Probably won't be able to get the edges, but some of my papers don't go that far anyway. So it might not matter too much. Just going to grab whatever. Oh, this one's a 9 by 12 piece of paper though. Oops. So I'm just going to play, put paint down, pick paint up, and see what happens. I'm going to do what we call quick pulls. I'm not going to leave it to dry on the plate. I'm just going to pull up quickly, and when you do that, you have more chance of getting this grunge on there because a little bit gets left down each time. If you want a clean pull, then you want to let it dry for a good, 30 minutes or more, depending on your humidity and whatnot. But you can see there was a little bit of transfer from the music paper earlier, and in order for that to show, I needed to use a lighter color, and I really do like Titan Green Pale as a color to use. I tend to go in the cool colors, like all the cool kids. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to open that or not. And yesterday, the night before last, I woke up, my hand was in so much pain. I almost called to go in early. Like, I have an appointment on Tuesday. I almost called on Friday to be like, I need to come in now. But by the time I woke up, it was more manageable. But yeah, it's getting more annoying, the pain. Today, I have some, at least discomfort, if not full-on pain, in all my hands and feet. 2 hands and 2 feet. It's all there. It's all being annoying. I'm gonna kind of crinkle this up. This is just wet strength tissue. It's got some shiny pink stuff happening on there. I'm just gonna wrinkle it a little bit and put it down, and wrinkle it and then I'm gonna get paint on my arm because that's just fun too. And then I might go ahead and take, like this. It's got blue and green on it already, but if I just kind of pick this up, some of that green will hopefully show through. Yep, added some interest to that. What else have we got over here? Because I don't want to sit and wait for it to dry. Oh, this is a piece I just made earlier. It's not a fantastic piece or anything. Just kind of pick up some of what's on there. But even with the piece we just did. No, that was the piece that left that's the piece before that. You can go around just the outside bits and leave the middle pretty much alone. And it'll still pick up some of the middle. Just adding some interest to that. This is a fun way to gel plate. You just put some textures on there and just keep picking up until you're ready to pick up the whole thing. And you play with your colors. You don't have to use just one color. You can try mixing a couple of colors together. If they're next to each other or near each other on the color wheel, you're less likely to get too much mud. You can, you know, totally mix them like this and have them still be a little bit separate on the plate. You don't always have to blend them completely, but definitely gives some interest to what you're doing. And can even just do like what we just did, and this time just come in with some more tissue. Just for some, and see, we got some green and some blue. It's the blue that was there before. Just fun little bits. Like I said, I'm not going for anything in particular here. But if I can find some pieces that were kind of boring and just need a little something, like this here, just maybe a little, go over it lightly, just adds a little bit of layer. What about this one? Add a little bit of green to that. Almost like, so I just put it in a couple places, maybe even a third. Just added a little bit there. What else have we got over here? That wouldn't really make sense on there. Doesn't mean I wouldn't do it though. Just be like, hey, what are we gonna get? It's all about the layers and depths. The depth that you get from just trying to get that last little bit that's on there, which really, it was actually okay. I didn't do as badly as I thought it would. I'm very curious to see if I have any like plain. All right, I kind of want some plain. I'm gonna pause for a minute and just get a bunch of backgrounds. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm just going to attempt to open paint with my weak as water hands and just get some plain backgrounds that I can then add textures and whatnot to. Because sometimes that's just a good starting point. And your bare off sheets often end up being pretty cool. Ouch. I love using this paper with the numbers. It makes me happy. And sometimes I'll just brayer over that or use my Baron. Either one. It's really more of a Baron kind of day. And so then we have a base layer, which is actually kind of a cool layer too, because it's got some of that grunge that was on the plate, and there's a little bit of resist on the plate. So I think I'll just take this piece. It's even got like some gesso over there with paint or something, and pick it up with this. I don't know, I was gonna pause and do this, wasn't I? But then I use music, which leaves resist, and that's just fun to see when you pick it up. And I know not everybody can afford the golden paints, and that's okay. You don't have to. Nobody says you have to buy all that stuff. Buy what you can afford. Use what you have. You know, look at the thrift stores and whatnot. Because you can often find paper at the thrift stores. And a lot of times you can find like laser jet copy paper, which you can use on the gel plate. Might not be able to use it in your inkjet printer, but you can use it on your gel plate. Just keep it separated, I guess. I prefer a matte paper, regardless of what I'm using, but since acrylic is kind of shiny anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. But it does, you know, feel more shiny on a gloss paper. So yeah, we had some of the resist from, so if you have a music paper that leaves a resist, just kind of alternate with those papers, and then you get some interest in the background. And then this is the quick pulls, gives you all this cool grunginess around the edges too. Let's see, what's permanent dark violet? Sure, why not? I'm just playing. And sometimes you might not have enough on there, and you're like, what did I do? No, it's fine, it's fine. What did I do is in, where did I put, oh, here they are. These are kind of cool, just kind of, let's see, this has got some color on it, so I'm going to just kind of use that for texture. Which gets some color on there as well, which is kind of fun. And what do I want to do with this? Oh, I can go ahead and come in with this and pick some of that up. And that added another layer just of a little something. There's some little white cracks in there, probably from the plate. I don't know, but it's interesting, isn't it? I think it's interesting. I definitely got some pieces here that I got like 3 years ago. These are ones that Patricia did from PM Artist Studio that were in my pack, my giveaway pack. And they kind of need a little something added to them. I mean, I could use them as they are, but also, like that one, I could just kind of ink and have that be a resist, or I could just kind of add more layers to them. So that's a possibility. Ow. Shoulder's starting to hurt. Because that's fun. Alright. Some Payne's Gray, because why not? I don't know if I tend to go like dark light, or what. I do try to, if I'm using colors opposite the color wheel, I usually will try to let them dry in between a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't matter. If you get a little bit of brown, it's okay. Depends what you're going for. Let's see, that one's from last week. We could use a little bit more something on there maybe. I think this is wet strength. I don't know. Okay, anyway, but there's, now we got some more layers on there, and I like it better. And we have this on here. I'm going to add some darkness to this. I'm just kind of lightly pressing it on there. And now we have that. I don't know. Anything else that we can add to? Let's see if we can get any of it on this one. No, I think it was pretty much dry. What I will do though is see that little white spot there. I'm gonna see if I can pick up. I probably like just missed it. Yeah, no, it's dry. All right. More color. What color? Oops. I like agave. Creamy acrylic. Is this agave? Agave. Sizzix. Agave. It's kind of a, I think the closest one to it is probably like a green gray, but it's a little bit more green than that, or a little sage. Some sage craft paints are similar to that color. How close is it to the green Titan Pale? It is darker, but kind of in the same family. I'm just putting really light coats on so that they do dry pretty quickly. That's all right. I was using some plastic wrap the other day too. I might do a layer of that. So yeah, the agave is a lot more chalky. Oh, let's try it on this deli paper. Let's add it to this a little bit. Interesting. Maybe a little bit on the edge here. Up there a little bit. Just Trying to get it distributed somewhat evenly on that piece, I guess, is what I'm trying. No, so we like this one, so I probably won't add anything to that one. I'll use that one as it is. These were from the other day. That has a little bit, but I think I could use more. I don't know that it's going to really pick anything up. But, ow, we'll see. Nah, I didn't really. I mean, some grungy bits here and there, which I'm not mad about. Alright, so now I can pick this up. It's like a light green. What do I want to pick it up with? Probably like a dark turquoise, maybe. Where's my Soho? Soho. There it is. The teal, the dark turquoise. It says turquoise, but to me this is teal. It's just has a lot more darkness and green in it than most turquoises. Alright, I think this will be a cool piece. Let's see if I have more of that music paper. I'm sure that I do. I don't know which music it is that does the... I don't think it's this one, but it's alright. I'll still use a piece of it. You really should have your papers ready to go, especially when you get your fan on. Just saying. Those are the times when you really kind of want to have your paper ready to go. I don't know why I'm using a fresh paper when I got that other paper I was using before. Also, my Baron, where did it go? I had it next to me. It's right here. Just wanted to play in my studio today. I get really bored when my hands are hurting and there's not a lot I can do. But apparently I can hold the brayer. So if I can hold the brayer, as long as, you know, until my shoulder starts hurting too bad, I'll just play. Well, that was fairly dry, so some of it stayed on the plate, but that's okay. That was a little bit of transfer, but not much. But you can see there must have been some purple still left on the plate from before, and then we've got our green and our teal. Just a lot of interesting, fun things. Did you see it? Interesting, fun things happening. What's next? We can do some magenta. Kind of go to the other side of the color wheel. Oh, I found my tweezers. That's good, in case another hair ends up in here. Well, so much for pausing to make backgrounds. That didn't happen, did it? That's all right. So 9x12 paper is just slightly smaller than my 9x12 plate. I do like a 9x12 plate if you want to be able to cover your entire 8.5x11 piece of paper. A 9x12 is really nice. Ooh, I really like what the brayer gives sometimes. If I do this as a double-sided somewhere, then I won't lose that. But if I glue it down somewhere, then I will. It's alright. It's not that big a deal. Ow, ow. And must have been quite a bit of color still left on my brayer when I mixed that, because it only stayed magenta in where I poured it. But that's okay. If you don't like that, if that's ugly to you, you just add more layers. Ow. I'm gonna do some cream. Oops, that was a lovely sound. Eddie is laughing his head off. So is Mariah, just saying. I'm going to spray a little bit of spray on there. See if I can get a little color in there. Oh, I was going to do plastic. Well, it's so late now, lady, because you didn't have it ready to go. Was that is a thin layer of paint that is drying like super quickly. But at least I have the box with the little tear off thing, which helps a lot. Like I said, I wanted to try some of the plastic wrap. I try to reuse the plastic wrap, but you know, it starts to make a big mess after a little while. Oops. Oh man. Well, makes a big mess right away. All right, I'm gonna take that piece and alright, see, that's the one thing I don't like about using off-white when it's over a color like that. It just kind of is weird. Why do I do that? I don't know. I should use white. Maybe white's better. Maybe it's because it's the opaqueness of it. That's okay. I'll just add more colors, more darker colors to that, and that will improve it some. And I'll pick this up with quinacridone violet. I need to get some more quinacridone violet. I'm almost out. Okay, at some point will be doing a video on how to fix ugly gel prints. I've got somebody else sending me some of hers, and just because you say it's ugly doesn't mean that I think it's ugly. Just saying. I feel like I should say that every time. I did put, if you look at my community post, there was at some point I asked the question, what is it you don't like about your gel prints? What is it that makes you think they're ugly? A lot of it was muddy prints, and so we'll address that. That one's actually really easy. You just have to let your colors dry. If you don't, or use, you know, be careful of the colors you're using. But I'll go into it in more detail when we do an ugly prints video. And Dawn at the Four Grays Creation sent me some, so we will fix. I do quotes because they're not really that ugly. Her ugly prints. And Patty, the Bumbling Crafter, is sending me some as well. And then there's a couple in an email somebody sent me, so I'll print those off to show, kind of give examples of what I would do to fix them. I have to do the bunny ears squeeze every time, because fixing them doesn't mean that they'll be gorgeous. It just, they'll just be more usable more than anything. All right. Using the violet again. Don't know why. Just because we can. Well, because I want a bright, I want a vibrant color for the next thing I do, which will be plastic again. I'm just going to use the same piece of plastic if I can get it open enough. Just the wet side. And try to put the wet side down so that I'm not putting my hands into it. And I do want it to have some bends and folds, and that's kind of the whole point, to get some interesting things happening. Then I'll take this one, which I clouded out into a way that I did not love. Sometimes the brayer offs are the best though. Now you can see it already looks better, you know, push back some of that cloudy white business. These pieces are not quite as obvious as they were. Probably add more texture to that. Let's move on to some other colors, more earthy tones. I can't really squeeze it too much, not with that hand. I could squeeze with that hand a little bit. That plastic rock go right here. Does anybody know which side is the wet side? Because I don't. I no longer know. And if I get some of the color getting put down from the plastic, I'm okay with that too. I'm so okay with that. Alright, so this is the, I think it's the violet. Add some of that iron oxide to it. Just adds just a little bit of texture back there, deepens the color a little bit. Let's see, what about yellow ochre? Yellow ochre all around. It's a little bit more opaque. A little bit more. A little more than the other colors. I'm a yellow ochre girl. I like yellow ochre. Just gonna keep using the same, except for this time I'm gonna, oh man, I'm gonna be covered with paint. Good thing paint comes off with just like warm water. I mean, soap helps, but it really comes off with just warm water. So, all right. Since I'm gonna stick this one on here again. Add another layer to it. See how we like it. It's there, barely there, but you can see it a little bit. It looks more orange. Ow. Don't know how much longer it's going to last. It's only been 25 minutes. My shoulder says it's been a lot longer. Although I did do a few before I started recording, I guess. Oh, I should shake it. Should not let the paint drip out before I shook it. This is just kind of fun for a pickup because you can usually see some of the good oranging. Or actually, not even just a pickup. This would be good to brighten up some of those pieces and just kind of put some texture on there. I don't know, I think there might be a limit on how much of this you can use, but then, you know, once it dries, if you can get plastic wrap to stick, you can use that as a layer, and I'm not going to, but you totally can if you want to. All right, this one, which has lots of layers, we're just gonna lightly touch that down to pick up some of that bronze, like that. And I think we'll do that on this one as well. But this time I'm going to press more firmly. Oh yeah, my shoulder says we're done. And so that, yep, we got a nice little bit of bronze. What is it? Iridescent fine bronze. That's what it is. Showing up through there. That's cool. I don't think there's any more to pick up. So we'll just put a pickup layer on here to pick up the next time, and we'll let that be, you know, a pull that dries completely. No, it's completely dry. There's nothing left to pick up there. I will pick it up with transparent red oxide, because why not? You can kind of tell the colors I use because I had running out of them. Now this is transparent, so it is a good time to use one of my papers that has, like, you know, music or numbers or whatever. Where? All right, I'm going to do this right here because I'm going to get all those little dots. They barely show, but you know, they're there. And you can use your stencils and your stamps for mark making. That's a fun thing to do as well. I'm just going to get this stuff off the edge here. And over here. And then eventually this paper that I'm using will be interesting to use as in backgrounds as well, in collage. I mean, even if all you did was put it in a why are words so hard? In an art journal just as your background, and then, you know, go over it with whatever. It just would give you a starting point. All right, that I'm going to leave on to dry. So we're done with that. And we can go ahead and look at the pieces that we created today. That, I don't know if that doesn't, that's a side piece. All right, so we've got this piece, nice and layered. And this piece also, lots of nice layers. This piece, lots of nice layers. This piece could probably use some more layers, but that's a good time to come in, you know, do some dabbing through the stencil and mark making, which I can't really do right now, but when my hand's doing better, I will. And then there's this one, and this is just using wrinkled up papers and whatnot. Let's see, we added to that one and added to that one. Let's see, that's the one I did before you came on, or is that the one I picked up just as you were coming on? Oh, and I had added the blue to that one. So that's an interesting piece. And this is one that we were just using as our paper to use wrinkled on the plate. I had another one here a second ago. Oh, right here. I always usually find, and maybe that is how she did it. I don't know. That seems to be, yeah, just putting the paper down on the plate gives me those wrinkles. How I did what? I don't know. If you've been watching me lately, you know I've been trying to get something like this. So it might have just been putting the paper down, but just more fluid acrylics. These look like more fluid than what I've got on that one. That's all. Let's see, any more that I did today? Oh, I tried adding a layer to that, but that didn't really do anything. I think that's all the ones from today. Oh, I don't know. Did I do that one with you? I don't remember. We added a little bit of something to that one. Oh, I did this one before I turned you on. And then we added a little bit to that. Or is that, I don't know. And added a little bit to that piece. I think. Oh, and did this one I did before I turned you on as well. It just, and it ripped. Because, you know, it's just tissue. And the paint was dried really quickly. So, that was our gel plate play for today. All the pieces you saw, all the pieces you didn't see, just all the pieces I made today. I hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you.